All right, welcome to the first edition of the GV podcast. Today I have my special guest Armando Muzquiz, the quarterback of the Golden Valley Cougars, and today we will be talking about who he is, how he came to be the quarterback, freshman football, and his future. So without further ado, let's talk to Armando Muzquiz. How's it going, Armando?
Good. How about yourself?
Pretty good, pretty good. Let's talk about origins. I mean, how did you come to be this amazing quarterback that you are now?
Well, it all pretty much started with my dad. I mean, I always wanted to play football, but he always told me I wanted a person to play running back. I always watched people run the ball, and I always wanted to be running back. But then he told me, my uncle was a quarterback, and so he kind of made it clear to me that I was going to be a quarterback. And so, he knows what's best, so I followed his footsteps. And we began teaching right away. As soon as I found out that I was going to start playing football that year, we went out to the field, and then he started teaching me everything he knew. And from then on, it was just a whole roller coaster. I played for Outwater. We always had never the team that we needed to be. We always struggled a lot, but it was more so a story of survival when I was younger. Never had a good offensive line, so that's how I kind of learned how to play my scrappy style of football. But other than that, he was my main coach. Always, he taught me pretty much everything I know now until the high school level. He was my only coach. I never had a coach sufficient enough to teach me what I needed to know in youth. So, like I said, pretty much all thanks to him as far as who I am now. But yeah, that's about it for that one.
All right. So I remember my freshman year of football, and you probably do as well. We came in second place in CCC. How did it feel to be part of such an elite group of freshmen and doing so well when no one expected anything from us?
Oh, I mean, when I came in, I had no idea, what we were going to have at Golden Valley. I played for Outwater, so I really had no clue what I was coming into. And then, I met people like Isaiah and Rudy and Kadrian and Ryan, people like that, and then they all showed up for us, and I knew we were going to be good. And nothing's better than having a freshman year where you kill everyone pretty much. And it's so much fun. I was sad that we had to part ways later on, but other than that, freshman year was just a hell of a time, and can't complain anything about that.
So how did you feel when Pittman ended up beating us by one game? How did that feel? Because I remember being there, and it was the bus was completely quiet on the way back.
Oh, I mean, a loss is always tough, but I mean, it was something we knew that Pittman was. We knew they were good. We knew we were going to have trouble playing them. Their style of offense was the type, it was our defense's weakness. So we knew that it was going to be a tough game, a long game, and they just got the best of us. I mean, we were on a slow day, and they were on their top game. So it was just, something didn't go our way. We definitely deserved to win the game, but it just didn't plan out that way.
All right. How do you feel about skipping junior varsity football, going straight into varsity football, leaving behind people like, the group of freshmen that you worked so hard with to get second place? Do you feel like that maybe hurt the group in the long run, or you guys just picked up later on? How did you feel about that year, your second and your second year of football?
Well, I mean, that's a situation that I've been torn on because, I mean, obviously I wanted to stay with the same group that I was with freshman year because, our previous success. So I wanted to stay with them and develop with them. But them moving Isaiah and I up to varsity gave us that whole extra year of experience. So, I mean, in retrospect, that completely slowed the game down for me. That whole extra year made it better to where when I did get my previous freshman team back up to the junior year, it was a whole other game for me. So I was able to help them out. And so even though I did want to stay with them on JV, because I'm pretty confident that we would have had a great season down on JV, keeping us all together, I feel that it ultimately benefited us at the end because me and Isaiah had that much more experience on varsity.
All right. So last week you guys defeated a Placer. I do not recall the score off the top of my head, but I understand it was a good game. How do you feel that last season, where it felt like it was a little bit lackluster, how do you compare that season to this season? What changes have you guys made to improve? Because you guys beat a 12-1 team, and they're on the same division as you guys. So you guys stepped up your game a lot. So how did that come to be?
Well, I mean, they're actually they're a smaller division than us. But they do have a lot of tough competition. So, I mean, problem with Golden Valley is, well, not a problem, I would say, but we tend to have a relatively easy preseason schedule, and so the fact that we were able to play a team that had the previous success in which they did, it was a big stepping stone for us, knowing that we were able to beat a team of that caliber, and it proved a lot to us and to everyone else that we're able to play with tough teams like Placer, which they were. 'Cause, I mean, it was a tough fought game, and they played well. We played better, obviously, but it proved a lot to us. It proved what we needed, gave us the confidence to carry out throughout the season.
All right. And sticking to that game, I was up there at the crowd, and I did notice that at first you were kind of messing up a little bit in the first couple of plays, but then you picked up after that. What changed in the beginning of that game that made you think, okay, it's time to step it up? And you can even give thoughts that you discussed with your teammates as well, that gave you that key to success, because it was pretty much you guys were giving one touchdown and then they were scoring another one. So how did that change in beginning of the game?
Well, I mean, I just have to say first game jitters. Coming out to a big home crowd like that and the expectations they hold of us. Everyone expects us to be the big senior strong team. So, the fact that everyone was expecting us to do so well. I mean, like I said, it's just first game jitters. And so after literally the first play, then everything just kind of settled down. After we got that first play off, then everyone knew, okay, it's time to settle down and just play the game we're supposed to play. And so the fact that everyone knew that it was time to just settle down, like I said, and play the game, then we were able to just kind of carry through with everything, stick to the game plan, and then it all ended up working out for us. There was really no word said. It was kind of just like a collective, okay, it's time to focus up, it's time to calm down, and it's time to play.
All right. What's in your future as far as post Golden Valley? What are you looking at? Has a college already stepped up and gave you an offer for a school, or are you still in the look? Are you pursuing academics, or are you just kind of floating in between, torn? What's your opinion?
Well, I had some early faults in high school as far as academics, so I'm working on improving that, which I am, and I plan on sticking to football after, but as of now, there's no big offers yet. So no, I mean, I'm just kind of staying patient, waiting for this season to progress. Take care of this season first, and then I'll focus on college after. And I'll just keep playing my game, and then hopefully I'll get the recognition that I need in order to move on.
Good. Last question, and this is probably a very lighthearted question, so there's no serious answer for this one. How do you feel when people call you the Kaepernick of Golden Valley?
I personally do not like it because I'm not the Kaepernick. I'm myself, so I personally don't like being compared to anyone in reality, but I mean, being compared to someone of that caliber, it is in a way a compliment, but at the same time, I prefer not to be the case.
Okay, because I understand Kaepernick is in some heat right now, but when I heard this, it's the season he took the 49ers to the Super Bowl, which is why I bring it up. So just last question for sure now. What's your favorite football team and why?
I'm a Raider fan. My reasoning is my older cousin, who was like my brother, throughout my childhood. He was a Raider fan, so I kind of just followed suit, and ever since then, I've stuck with it.
All right. Well, who are you guys playing this week?
We got Bayer today.
Bayer. All right. How are you guys feeling about that?
It's going to be a game to watch, but it's going to be a game that we're going to be happy about at the end.
All right. Well, I look forward to hearing the score from that, and best of luck to you guys on the away side of things. Thank you for joining us in this first edition of the Golden Valley Podcast. Hopefully next week you have Marcello, who unfortunately will not be working at Golden Valley anymore. And until next time, this has been the Golden Valley Podcast. Thank you.